An unlikely villain Toad's innocent facade. He's a fixture in our lives, a cheerful mushroom-headed companion in a whimsical world. We cheered him on as he raced through colourful landscapes, his infectious laugh echoing in our living rooms. He is Toad, the beloved Nintendo character, a symbol of joy and adventure for generations. But behind this veneer of innocence lies a chilling truth, a darkness that has stained the world with fear and uncertainty. Toad's cheerful exterior masked a sinister agenda. His innocent appearance, a calculated ploy to deceive the world. We invited him into our homes, oblivious to the threat he posed. We embraced him as a cherished icon, unaware of the darkness that lurked beneath the surface. The truth, as we now know it, is far more sinister than any video game villain he ever faced. His reign of terror began subtly, silently. A virus, they called it, a global pandemic that brought the world to its knees. Fear and confusion reigned as the death toll climbed and humanity grappled with an invisible enemy. But what if the enemy wasn't invisible? What if the architect of this chaos was hiding in plain sight, disguised as a harmless video game character? What if the source of our suffering was none other than Toad himself?
The whistleblower, a voice from the Nintendo shadows. Her name has been redacted in official reports, her face shrouded in shadow for her protection. She is a former Nintendo employee, a software engineer who claims to have witnessed the unthinkable. Her testimony, though dismissed by many as the ramblings of a disgruntled employee, paints a disturbing picture of Toad's involvement in the pandemic. According to her account, Toad had direct access to Nintendo's most advanced technology. Labs, hidden beneath the company's cheerful facade, housed experiments that went far beyond the realm of entertainment. Genetic engineering, viral manipulation, bioweapons development, these were the projects Toad oversaw, driven by an ambition far darker than any video game quest. She was silenced, her concerns ignored. The higher-ups, she alleges, were complicit in Toad's scheme, blinded by greed or fear. Her story, though largely dismissed by mainstream media, found an audience online. Conspiracy theorists, already suspicious of the pandemic's origins, latched onto her testimony as proof of a sinister plot. And as more evidence emerged, the line between conspiracy and reality began to blur.
Toxic power-ups unveiling Toad's scientific connection. Dr. Catherine Langford, a renowned virologist, was among the first to connect the dots. Dismissed from a prestigious research facility for her unconventional theories, Dr. Langford dedicated her life to uncovering the truth behind the pandemic. Her research, meticulously documented on her website, revealed startling similarities between the virus's genetic makeup and the power-ups used in the mushroom kingdom. The super mushroom, known for its growth-enhancing properties, shared an uncanny resemblance to the virus's ability to rapidly replicate within host cells. The poison mushroom, notorious for its toxicity, mirrored the virus's devastating effects on the human respiratory system. These weren't mere coincidences, Dr. Langford argued, but evidence of deliberate manipulation. Toad, she theorized, had weaponized these power-ups, using his knowledge of their properties to create a virus capable of wreaking havoc on a global scale. Her findings, though initially met with skepticism, gained traction as the scientific community grappled with the virus's unusual characteristics. The rapid mutations, the unpredictable symptoms, the virus's resilience against conventional treatments, all pointed towards an engineered pathogen, a virus that had been meticulously designed for maximum impact. The evidence was mounting, forming a trail that led back to the Mushroom Kingdom and its most unlikely villain.
The final nail in the coffin came from an unexpected source, a leaked audio recording from deep within Nintendo's headquarters. The recording, allegedly captured during a high-level meeting, features a voice, chillingly similar to Toad's, outlining his plans for global domination. His voice, usually cheerful and high-pitched, takes on a sinister tone, dripping with cold calculation as he describes his motives. He speaks of humanity's addiction to technology, their reliance on virtual worlds, their vulnerability to manipulation. He outlines his plans to exploit this vulnerability, using the pandemic to reshape the world in his image. The virus, he explains, was just the beginning, a means to an end. His ultimate goal, to establish himself as the ruler of a new world order, one where humanity is enslaved within a digital dystopia of his own creation. The authenticity of the recording is still under investigation, but the voice, the chillingly familiar cadence, the the details of the plan, all point to a truth too disturbing to ignore. The world listened in horror as their beloved Toad, the cheerful companion of countless childhoods, confessed to a crime of unimaginable proportions. The recording confirmed what many had begun to suspect. Toad's reign of terror was far from over.
The world stands on a precipice. The pandemic, once viewed as a natural disaster, has taken on a new, more sinister meaning. Toad's confession, if true, reveals a level of cunning and ruthlessness that chills the bone. The virus, the lockdowns, the economic collapse, all part of a grand scheme to reshape the world in his image. We face an enemy unlike any we have encountered before, an enemy hidden in plain sight, disguised as a harmless video game character. The fight against this invisible enemy requires more than vaccines and social distancing. It demands a collective awakening, a recognition of the true threat we face. We must confront the reality of Toad's actions, expose his deception, and hold him accountable for the suffering he has inflicted upon the world. The world is no longer the same. We are no longer the same. The innocence of childhood, the comfort of familiarity, all shattered by the chilling realization of Toad's betrayal. The fight for our future has begun, and the stakes have never been higher. We must face this new reality head-on, armed with the knowledge of Toad's treachery and the determination to reclaim our world from the clutches of a digital tyrant. The question is, are we prepared for the battle ahead?